You think you know Anakin Skywalker's story? The slave boy who became a Jedi. The hero who turned into a monster. The father who saved his son. But what if I told you, you don't really know it? You know the legend, not the man. Because Anakin Skywalker's journey isn't a story of good versus evil. It's the story of humanity itself. Hope, fear, love, and the destruction that follows when those things are taken too far. From the moment he was born without a father to the instant he sacrificed himself to destroy Palpatine, every step of Anakin's life was written like a tragedy, one designed by the Force itself. Let's trace that story, from the dreamer, to the destroyer, to the redeemed. And I'm starting with the single most disturbing fact about Anakin Skywalker's origin, a truth so dark that it changes everything you thought you knew about his entire life. Born into chains, Anakin Skywalker has no father. Shmi Skywalker tells Qui-Gon, "There was no father. I carried him. I gave birth to him." Not a miracle, a mystery. A child of the Force, born into slavery. He's a boy who builds droids from scraps and races pods that could kill him not for glory but to help strangers he just met. He's kind, selfless, and pure-hearted. The galaxy's future mass murderer starts as the gentlest soul imaginable. The irony? The Chosen One spends his childhood as property. The Force created him to bring balance, yet the galaxy chains him in dust and poverty. When Qui-Gon wins his freedom, it comes at the cost of everything he loves, his mother. At just 9 years old, Anakin learns his first brutal lesson, that freedom can feel like loss. The prophecy's curse. The Jedi believe in a prophecy. A chosen one shall come, born of no father, and through him shall balance in the Force be restored. It sounds inspiring, but it's not salvation. It's a curse. When Anakin appears, there are 10,000 Jedi and 2 Sith. Balance means destruction. For the prophecy to be true, thousands must fall. Qui-Gon sees a savior. The Force created an executioner. From the moment Anakin joins the Jedi, he carries an impossible weight. He's not just a student, he's destiny. And every time he fails, every fear, every anger, confirms one thing: maybe he isn't good enough. The prophecy promised balance. It never promised anyone would survive to see it. The Jedi's rejection. Anakin's first encounter with the Jedi Council is cruelty disguised as wisdom. A terrified child stands before legends and they call him too old. Yoda senses fear. Mace Windu senses anger. But no one senses pain. They test him like he's defective. They see a weapon, not a boy. They give him discipline when he needed compassion. They call it training. But what they really gave him was isolation. The seeds of his fall were planted in the moment. They said, "Fear do I sense in you," instead of saying, "It's okay to be afraid."
I sense much fear in you.
Obi-Wan's impossible task. When Qui-Gon dies, Obi-Wan promises to train the boy. But Obi-Wan is barely more than a Padawan himself. He's disciplined, logical, restrained, everything Anakin isn't. He tries to teach the way he was taught. But what works for Obi-Wan suffocates Anakin. Their love becomes brotherhood built on misunderstanding. Anakin wants approval, Obi-Wan wants control. Both fail to see what the other really needs. By Revenge of the Sith, they're family, but family that speaks different languages. Neither is wrong, and that's what makes it tragic. Padme love as destruction. Anakin and Padme's romance isn't a fairy tale. It's a slow-motion tragedy. She tells him their love cannot be. He responds by confessing murder, and she marries him anyway. That's not love. That's codependency. She believes she can fix him. He believes she can save him. Their secret marriage becomes his cage. Anakin hides his fear, his nightmares, his instability, because to confess would mean losing her. By the time of Revenge of the Sith, she's no longer a partner, she's a symbol. And symbols can't save anyone. Their love doesn't redeem him. It destroys them both. Palpatine, the father he never had. Palpatine doesn't just manipulate Anakin. He understands him. Where the Jedi scold, Palpatine listens. Where Obi-Wan commands, Palpatine comforts. He tells Anakin his feelings are real, his fears are justified. And he never lies. He tells forbidden truths that the dark side can save life, that the Jedi are blind. It's not deceit that breaks Anakin. It's validation. The most evil man in the galaxy becomes the only person who ever said, "I believe you." The point of no return. When Mace Windu moves to execute Palpatine, Anakin doesn't see justice, he sees hypocrisy. "He must stand trial," Anakin pleads. But Mace answers, "He's too dangerous to be left alive." It's the same reasoning the Jedi once used against him. So when Anakin intervenes, it isn't evil. It's confusion. It's fear. It's loyalty twisted into ruin. The moment he kills the innocent in the Jedi Temple, the boy dies, and the slave is reborn. Not bound by chains this time, but by his own choices. Darth Vader, the death of hope. On Mustafar, the dreamer becomes the destroyer. He tells Padme, "I'm doing this for you, to protect you." And then he kills the very thing he's trying to save. His love has turned into rage, his fear into power, his hope into fire. When Obi-Wan defeats him and whispers, "You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you." It's not victory, it's heartbreak. The chosen one burns in the lava of his own making. The suit, a prison of his own making. When Palpatine rebuilds him, he doesn't save him, he traps him. The armor keeps him alive, but in constant pain. Every breath is punishment. Every sound is grief. When he asks, "Is Padme all right?" Palpatine answers, "In your anger, you killed her." That scream, "No," is the last time we hear Anakin Skywalker's voice. After that, there's only the machine. Vader's power comes from pain. His hate becomes his purpose. He's no longer living, just enduring. Luke, the spark that returns. 20 years later, something changes. Vader learns he has a son, and for the first time since Padme, he feels hope. He doesn't want to kill Luke, he wants to turn him. To rule together as father and son, not master and apprentice, because deep down, he remembers what family felt like. Luke refuses, and in that refusal, Anakin sees himself, the stubborn boy who once defied destiny. The throne room, fighting for a soul. In the Emperor's throne room, everything comes full circle. Palpatine tries to break Luke as he once broke Anakin, but love, real love, stands in the way. When Luke throws away his weapon and says, "I am a Jedi, like my father before me," he redeems Anakin without knowing it, because Luke believes what no one else did, that there's still good in him. And for the first time in decades, Anakin believes it too. He saves his son. He destroys his master, and it kills him. But for the first time, his death means freedom. Redemption and death. As Luke removes the mask, Anakin's final words are simple. "Let me look on you with my own eyes." He doesn't ask for forgiveness. He doesn't beg for mercy. He just wants to see his son as a man, not a monster. "You already have, Luke," he says. Because Luke didn't save his body. He saved his soul. Anakin Skywalker dies free. Not as Darth Vader, as the boy who dreamed of saving people and finally saved one. Balance at last. Anakin's story isn't about destiny. It's about choice. He fell because of love, twisted by fear. He rose because of love, freed by faith. The boy born in chains destroyed the galaxy as a tyrant and healed it as a father. He brought balance, not by prophecy, but by finally choosing the light. Because the Force never needed perfection. It needed humanity. And that's the legacy of Anakin Skywalker. The proof that even when we fall the farthest, one act of love can bring us home.